Alright guys, welcome back to another Retro Games Plus podcast. I'm Russ Lyman as always.
Yep.
I got Council Kev with me.
Hey. How was your karate champion match?
I out-cuddled the other members for second place.
I saw it. It was pretty strong cuddling. And just the gentle kiss on his neck, he never saw that coming. Fantastic.
Yeah,
great work.
It was a good count out.
Yeah, it was a good tap out. Too bad he was tapping you on the shoulder, just gently like, shh.
Rick's with us. He went and bought a chair for $5.
Yeah,
That's pretty.
from the Dick Cavett show.
It swivels. It's pretty good.
A little low though.
Yeah, that's how Rick is. He's just a low guy.
And
He's not even going to say anything. He's just going to sign all the things he says.
All the things. We'll put
Just,
Talk in a slow, smooth, deep voice.
he kind of looks like a gecko right now.
terrible.
You need a rock for him to climb under.
Cool Bike Mike.
Excite Bike Mike.
Excite
today.
Bike Mike.
Why not?
Tonight.
Yep.
Dirt Bike Mike.
Cool dirt bike Mike. And then I skinned my knee and my mom made me trade it in for a set of math books or something. I don't know. What
And
would
a
it
calculator.
Mom, yeah.
Now you don't look nearly as cool once you tore
TI-83.
once you tore your members only jacket.
Cool calculator malculator. It's my new name.
Oh my god. So I guess we'll start off what we're playing this week.
Yep.
Great news! I finally completed Teslagrad.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Took forever to beat the boss.
Dear
but-
God, you've been talking about that before. I think since the beginning of this podcast.
Beginning of the
Yeah.
podcast.
I
It took
come
us slow.
up with this game. It's Teslagrad. I don't know. It seems pretty easy, so I'll probably beat it in like another episode.
Isn't it, this is like episode 11, isn't it?
Yeah.
This will be 11, yeah?
Dear God.
So
So
that's
that's
like- finally
that's
put that to
11
rest.
weeks. 11 weeks of trying to beat that game. Dear God.
What else am I playing?
So what did you think?
What's that at the ending?
Overall, like you'd recommend it or no?
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. My friend came over and he was watching me play it, and he said it reminded him a lot of what was that game I showed you? Oh, now I'm gonna the names. It's like black and white. Not Abyss.
Games on the Vectrex. Just all the games on the
All
Vectrex.
the games on the Vectrex.
Every single
Yeah, Mindstorm.
What the heck was it called?
One Vectrex game you got.
Wasn't Alone. It was something like Alone or like
Oh, Limbo?
Limbo.
Limbo.
He said it looked like, but I can't play Limbo because it's not on the Wii U.
Limbo's
Yeah.
I
fantastic.
could get it
It's
for
on
my phone.
phones, yeah.
That's
But-
not the way to play.
You can
That's
get
what-
it
yeah.
for your Vita.
I could buy a Vita and then get Limbo.
Yep, worth it.
It looks cool though.
It's
It's a good game.
You actually should get like
A real console?
Another system. I didn't say that.
No.
I enjoy the handheld.
There it is, Kevin, just throwing out his slander
Good job,
everywhere he
Kevin.
goes.
Oh, right off the bat.
God, great job, Kevin.
No,
Oh,
Nintendo's great.
yeah.
But yeah, I just been
Just
poking
like
around with like random games. Oh, I did get. I'll do a quick pickup.
Yeah.
I picked up the GX TV by Samsung.
Yeah, that thing's
It's an
awesome.
old retro TV, and it has built-in speakers that fold over the screen.
Flaps.
And then you fold them open, and it's got surround sound and a subwoofer on top of the
They become a
TV.
gate. They become a gate to gaming greatness.
It's pretty awesome.
Only a 3-hour
I don't know
drive?
what you call that.
It was a
alliteration.
3-hour drive. Yeah, I drove to Massachusetts to
Yeah,
get
you
it.
know, it's like Bruce Lee said, man. Every step begins with K. Every kiss begins with K. It's just what
Just
Bruce
like
Lee
Bruce
said.
Lee said.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee had a lot of things that would pertain to that. Like, you pour water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You know?
You break a
Be-
cup, it becomes
Broken.
for fun. Becomes a puzzle, and you can't put it back together. You don't know.
You put your games onto the TV that has surround sound built in, and
becomes
it becomes the TV.
It becomes the TV.
Be a TV, my friend.
Well, someone had posted this on our game forum on Facebook, and a
Yeah.
lady had posted in Craigslist, and no one wanted to make the drive, so I was talking to her back and forth for about a week, and she said she wouldn't be able to meet me halfway, so she said, if you come up, I'll give you the game, the TV for free.
Yeah.
And she actually texted me back and said she found the remote and send her my address, and she'll mail it out to me.
She's just gonna send you like a dead rat nailed to a board.
It's like, wait a
Here's
minute.
your remote, Russell.
Words remote written across the
Yeah.
top.
I know.
You sat in my chair in my house, and I wasn't there. Oh,
I used to watch Pawn Stars. That's
Yeah, I did show up to the house, and she wasn't there, and like her roommate or something was there, and I had to wait like
Or
20
her
minutes for her to
husband.
come home.
Yeah.
So we just sat in the living room awkwardly and watched Pawn Stars.
The guy was actually like a robber that just broke it. He's like, yeah, man, I was thinking about, taking a shower, getting a bite to eat. Watch TV on this nice house. Like, where's the remote? I don't know where they put it. I put it.
There's just that rat in the corner.
It's just a rat nailed to a board. I don't know what that is. It says
my
for
God.
Russ. It's weird.
All right, so Kev, what are you playing this week? Anything?
Anything of
I
interest?
just beat Dark Watch.
Oh, okay.
All right.
This game.
Was that
You
wait
gave
a
up
minute.
on Banjo Kazooie?
Yeah, I know.
You couldn't get all those.
no,
You
I
beat it
actually-
last
You
episode.
couldn't get the jiggies.
I actually beat that last episode, if you recall the things I said on the one I watched.
Oh
Indeed,
yeah,
indeed.
Because,
Yeah, it's weird that you don't watch your own episodes. It's kind of like.
I mean, it's, shut up.
Yeah, that's classic. Back Kevin into a corner
So-
until he just says shut up.
Oh wait,
That's classic.
wait a minute. I'm thinking of Dark Void, not Dark Watch.
No,
Dark Void was bad.
that
Dark
was
Watch
bad.
was
Yeah.
what's Dark Watch about?
There's guy.
It's also not that great.
Name's Jericho Cross,
Oh, I'm starting to remember this.
and he tried to rob a train
yeah,
that apparently
Jesse
belonged
James.
to the Dark Watch,
yep,
containing the greatest evil thing in existence ever,
yep.
the vampire. 'Cause
Just
that was
one
money.
vampire.
Yeah, no, just one. Just
You
one guy.
don't need a
His
lot.
name was something.
Master Higgins.
I don't know. Point is, he accidentally freed the vampire. Kind of killed a lot of people. And process became a vampire, and then he
Classic
joined the Dark
story.
Watch to
Yeah.
get rid of the vampire he set free,
Just one.
caused more people to die, and
Yeah.
killed him in the end.
Like,
again.
I killed the vampire. Like 50 other people died, but I got the vampire.
Well, the other
Way
people,
more than 50. Way more than 50.
But the other people might have turned into vampires.
No,
you know?
no, they just died.
yeah.
They just died.
This doesn't seem
Because
like
the
the kind of-
vampire has the ability to raise the dead and use them
Yeah.
to fight.
It
Well,
doesn't seem like
vampires
a.
are just like my Uncle Herc. They don't like to drink alone. So
Yeah, they don't.
like to
They
make a
don't.
bunch of
This
friends.
doesn't seem like the sexy kind of Christopher Lee vampire. It's like
Yeah.
There was a
straight
sex
up
scene in
murder.
it.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Oh,
Kinda creeped me out.
that's something we gotta stop in video games. That's a whole topic. Like,
Well,
it's
also,
kind of gross. Like sex
Original
scenes in video
Xbox
games.
graphics, so
Oh, well, in that case, why not have more?
we should still insinuate it, but not actually like
Yeah.
get all engrossed in
you
it.
know,
Yeah.
it's in there.
Don't let the camera get steamy. That's something you have to put in there.
Yeah.
Well, it's either the camera gets steamy or I make the television steamy. 'Cause-
You should sit farther from the television.
yeah.
On that
I
note,
like
Rick,
to-
what
I
are you
like to smell
playing?
it. Ricky.
Ricky, what are you playing?
I don't know, you guys make me sad. I don't want to talk about stuff.
Hey, we'll be back in
Swivel
2
that
minutes
way.
and 2 seconds. Boom! Donnie B here.
Joystick Rick. Yeah, I just beat Far Cry 4 actually.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Finally done with the first game in the unbelievably long lineup.
That's true, yeah. All
And
those new games you
yeah, immediately started up on another game that I just bought
got. Okay.
because I can't seem to stop for some reason.
Okay, what'd you pick up?
Bayonetta, actually.
Oh, okay.
Bayonetta 2 and
Now are you playing Bayonetta 1 or are you playing Bayonetta 2?
oh, I went through Bayonetta 1 in one day.
That's it?
Yeah.
Jeez, I'm still working at it.
Well, I'm a huge Devil May Cry nerd, so and that game just screams Devil May Cry.
Yeah, I got stuck at some part fighting one boss, so I gotta pick it back up and try to
Yeah,
knock it
you
out.
definitely because I don't know about
I don't know how far I am.
Bayonetta 2
But-
is just so even though that they vamped up Bayonetta 1,
Yeah.
Bayonetta 2 is just so much more smooth. It was
Oh,
just
okay.
made for that system.
I just didn't want to jump ahead. I kind of want to get the story from
Oh yeah,
first
no,
one. and
definitely
then,
get the story. I mean, it's classic like that anime craziness. Like
Absolutely.
yeah.
over
By the
top.
end of it, you're just gonna be like, okay, great. Just have me fight something, please.
None of this
Yeah.
makes sense, but okay, let's go.
Sometimes the cutscenes I get bored with and I want to cut them, like and
that
just start
ending
the
cut,
fighting.
some of the ending cutscenes, like towards the end of the game of Bayonetta,
They're
1,
probably like 20 minutes long.
dude, I was like, I swear to God, I started searching like the book for this thing. I started looking at the back. I was like, no, Hideo Kojima didn't make this. I don't know why these cutscenes are this
Well,
long. I
does-
don't know who would let this person do this.
Does the game end with like a telephone? It's like, yes, Mr. President. They never found out you're a lady who wears a hairsuit.
So yeah, no, I've been playing that a little bit, and I keep trying to like dive a little bit into Dragon Age,
Okay.
Yeah.
but it's just that is a game that I need no other distractions for because I played that game for like 1 hour.
Yep.
Yeah.
And once I looked at like
And
my
you made your
quest
character.
I made my
Looking cool, dude.
I went through this giant I was looking through my quest log.
Quest log.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like 70 quests. I was just like,
Never mind.
no.
I know what I'm doing January, February, March.
I just
April, May, June, July, August. Like the next 3
Yeah.
years, really. If you
I
think
just
about
want to
it.
hit stuff real fast. Put it in Bayonetta.
Oh,
I didn't
God.
know what to do. So.
Mr. Wii U, put in Bayonetta.
So
Man,
Not bad. What about you, cool bike, dirt bike, Mike?
Cool bike, dirt bike. Take a hike, Mike. I've been playing a decent amount of Persona Q.
Oh, that's right. That did just come out.
That's the first of the 3 Persona games. The next one out, I believe, is Persona 4 Dancing All Night for the Vita.
Really?
In the vein of Project Diva F with that fake Japanese singer lady.
Okay.
I'm gonna buy it. It's because it's for the Vita.
Buy it.
And I like Persona music, but Persona Q is really good.
Yeah.
It's also very niche, so I can't in all good consciousness recommend this to everybody.
Okay. I never heard of any of the
Persona.
gameplay or this and that. So enlighten.
Remember when you were a little kid and you first played like Legend of Zelda?
Okay.
No, after the car
Did
accident,
you ever-
I had amnesia,
Yeah.
so I don't remember childhood.
Did you ever take like graph paper and then try to graph
I'll
out
do
the
like
map?
a map and stuff like that.
It's
okay.
It's kind of like that because you go into these dungeons and it's like Pokemon mixed with when you were like 7 and you're making maps for Legend of Zelda.
Okay.
Because you collect these demons and you can collect like Satan and Belial and all these like actual like Thor I think is in the game.
Okay.
So it's you're using these characters to do spells and stuff like that. And, I'm not gonna go too into it, but they basically the combat system's really solid. Even on like easier settings, if you're not paying attention to what you're doing,
Yeah.
you can get into real trouble, like probably die, end the game. But it's a really good game. It's still got the same kind of stupid humor that I like about the Persona series.
Okay.
Well, at least Persona 4. A lot of really bad jokes that they just keep going with.
I
Just
gotcha.
like grind them into your face where it's like, oh, an Alice in Wonderland joke. Oh, that's not funny. And then it's just like, let's keep going with the Alice in Wonderland joke. What about if this happened? What if this? I'm like, all right, still not funny. And then after like an hour, you're like, okay, it's kind of funny. I mean, it shouldn't have gone this long. That's hilarious.
Oh my god.
But all in all, yeah, it's a fantastic game. It seems like it's gonna be a really long game though. 'Cause
Oh, okay. I kind of gave up on
Yeah.
Bravely Default just because of how long I put into it.
Well-
so I yet to beat that.
Yeah, Bravely Default, I don't know how far you got into it, but there's a certain part where, without spoiling anything, it seems like you're doing the same thing over and over again.
Okay. I know
And-
I'm at some point where I'm helping some guy fight a war.
With the singer lady?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's probably like a third in.
Now,
I don't know.
are you using it with the American voices or the Japanese?
American.
You should probably switch to Japanese. I'm not, one of those hardcore, like, anime dudes, but, like, that game is helped out a lot by the Japanese voice.
Oh, okay.
Because the American's not good. I don't even want to know what song that girl sings in the American version.
Oh my god.
It's like, if you want to be my lover, you gotta go fight this war. But
We'll
other than
see.
that,
I'd go fight that war. I'd fight that war too.
yeah,
Fight the
Persona
war.
Q.
Persona
I gave
Q.
it a Q thumbs up.
Fight that war.
Q thumbs up.
Is it worth the $50 tag?
If you like old school kind of dungeon crawler RPGs, if you're really into that, and if you like the Persona series, it's an absolute must buy
Okay.
for $50. If you're kind of checking it out, maybe I would wait to see, but
Can you get any of the other Persona games on a different platform?
well, you can get
See if you like it.
you can
Some
get
for
like
golden.
this plays more like the Shin Megami Tensei games than the Persona games.
Okay.
But it's still, I think it's got enough appeal for everybody to really enjoy it. So
Fair enough.
yeah, definitely check it out.
Check it
I
out.
think it's great.
Bye, Rick.
So because of the holiday, and because of Rick's potty mouth, I took a hiatus from the master list, but don't worry, fellas on the internet. It's here to stay. It'll take another 25 weeks, give or take, but we're going to do this.
Mike plays Nintendo games.
I'm playing every Nintendo game. If you're just tuning in for the first time, I'm playing every single Nintendo game. From a lot of Nintendo games I bought at Savers. Me and David Bowie shared it. It cost $50. I got every single Nintendo game ever made. The categorization goes as must-have. These are games that you absolutely should own if you own a Nintendo. Worth owning. These games are really good. You know, if you can't get them, they're expensive, you can hold off on them. But these are games you should get. Okay, which are just kind of middling. You know, nothing wrong with them, nothing great.
Yep.
Not great, which is not terrible, but there's something wrong with them that doesn't.
If you get them for free, then they're okay.
Yeah, if you can get them for if you can't get any of these for free, take them. And then bad, and then which needs no explanation. And I have a weird stuff category for just stuff that couldn't be kind of categorized.
Okay.
Just stuff that maybe I need to spend more time in. And I don't review the RPGs because I can't play enough of them in 5 minutes to really form an opinion. I think that's fair.
Okay.
Stuff like Final Fantasy. Obviously, I played it before, so I can comment, but not everything. So, this week for the D list, and not like a D list celebrity, us Hollywood types. Am I right?
Oh.
This week
I don't play around with that trash.
for the must-haves, only 3 this week. Anybody want to guess what D game could be in must-haves?
Dino Wars.
No.
Is
Darkwing Duck.
Dino Wars.
Oh, that's a good one.
Darkwing Duck is the first of the must-haves.
Nice.
It's basically just a rip-off of Mega Man, but it really works. Has a weird hook mechanic. Just feels really good. Really fun to play. Fairly cheap, too. I think it's only like 25 or something, 20.
I think I got a busted up copy for like $20.
Yeah.
But listen, hey, I was on eBay.
Does it have some gum stuck on the
It
side?
had marker and tape on it, but it was all down
And
the groove side, none on the label, and it cleaned up perfect.
And it's a picture of a duck, and it just says Darkwing Duck. You bought it at the farmer's market. So must-have. Only 3. Darkwing Duck, Donkey Kong,
Okay.
and DuckTales.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Right,
absolutely.
Where's Dino Wars?
We're going to get to that, all right? Worth owning. Something that surprised me. A little game called Danny Sullivan's Indie Heat.
Oh, okay.
It's a racing game, but it's like Super Sprint with upgrades, so it's actually kind of great. Like I was not expecting much. Dizzy the Adventurer, which I think people know about.
I never played that one. Dizzy the Adventure? Okay.
Dizzy the Adventurer. I think it's a unlicensed cart.
Okay.
It usually comes on like the Quattros and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Like the Aladdin things. Donkey Kong 3.
Yeah.
Which was weird. It was a departure from Donkey Kong, but I think it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's not a bad game. Donkey Kong Jr. Double Dragon 1 and 2.
Okay.
Dr. Mario. Dragon Spirit, which is actually a kind of good top-down shooter.
Top-down shooter, yeah, absolutely.
DuckTales 2, which it's about the same as DuckTales, but if I remember correctly, it's super expensive, so it's not really,
Right, and it's hard to live up to the original.
Yeah, don't rush out to get this game.
You could get it on the Game Boy, though, for like $7.
There you go.
It's kind of a different game. It's a little different.
And the tail end of worth owning this week, a little game I like to call Dino Wars: The Destruction of Spondylus.
See, notice it's at the bottom of the list.
Well, it goes alphabetically.
You don't.
We'll get into it.
Bottom
We'll get
of
into
the
it.
list.
No one just simply walks into
Spondylus.
Spondylus.
The games that are just okay. These are fine games.
So-so.
Nothing wrong with them. Defender 2, Demon Sword, Dig Dug 2, Donkey Kong Jr. Math.
Yeah.
It's actually not terrible. Dragon Fighter,
Well, now we know you can do math.
Dragon Fighter, Dragon Power.
Okay.
Oh wow, there's a lot. Darkman, Daydream and Davy, Deadly Towers, Death Race, Defenders of Dynatron City. I don't remember what that one was about.
Sounds great.
Desert Commander, Destination Earthstar, Die Hard, Digger, Dirty Harry, Double Dare, Double Dragon 3, Dr. Chaos, Dusty Diamond's All-Star Baseball, Softball. And that's not Dusty Screech Diamond. That's a guy named Dusty Diamond. And these are the bad ones. Dash Galaxy in the Alien Asylum was terrible.
I have that thing.
Days of Thunder was terrible. Deathbots, Dick Tracy, Double Dribble, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, which I don't think is quite as bad as people say, but it's still a bad game.
Yeah.
And Dragon's Lair was terrible. And the weird stuff, only one, it was a game called Dudes with Attitude. I don't know if
Okay.
anybody ever played it, but I could not understand how to play it. Maybe it's a great game, maybe it's terrible.
Okay.
You just play as like a smiley face, and you kind of just scribble all over a map, and I don't understand how to move in it. And I don't know how that's a dude. I don't know how it has attitude.
Are those? Wait,
That's a
is
beautiful
that
name.
the one that's made by American Video?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a weird game.
The cover for it is weird.
Yeah,
Everything about it sounds weird.
and there was some, like gun games, Power Pad, Strategy, RPG, Dance Aerobics, Defender of the Crown, which I wrote in parentheses, probably terrible.
I didn't hear a game
call.
that I enjoyed
Yeah,
on your list.
Deja Vu, Destiny of an Emperor, Dragon Quest /
Oh,
Warriors.
you know what? It might have came earlier because I think
Dungeon
it's
Master.
the Adventures of Dino Ricky.
Yeah, that
So
was
it's
that
under
was that was an A. I think if I remember correctly, that was in Worth Having. I think that was pretty good. Or at least
it's
okay.
kind of like a top-down shooter, but you're a person, and
Yeah.
it continuously goes. Like you can't
Yeah,
stop.
it's kind of like King's Knight and all that, but like
Okay.
better.
I don't mess with any other top-down shooters other than Commando. There is
So
no
what do
other
you-
game.
What do you guys think? And you think Dino Wars should be up in the must-haves?
I never got to play it yet. I know you guys tried it out.
Here's
Thought
the
it was
thing.
great.
It's not a bad game. I think it's a good game, in a weird way. Like
Okay.
I don't think it controls very well. I think a lot of the ways you can die are really cheap in it, which is
Okay.
kind of what's keeping me from putting it in like the must-have.
Oh, okay.
But just the idea of
the
this
concept,
weird guy
yeah.
floating around and like you get into a dinosaur mech and then you fight dinosaurs that are real apparently.
Yeah, I was gonna say
It's
the
weird enough that
mechanics.
it's definitely worth checking out, but I don't think it's an incredible game.
Yeah.
No, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
But you're wrong.
but I'm wrong.
But you're wrong.
10 out of 10 IGN 360 no scope.
I nailed it.
All right.
I'm not Kevin because I don't have my air horn button, but I'm also Kevin, so.
So those are the D's today.
Those are the D's.
If you're following along at home, the must-haves are Darkwing Duck, Donkey Kong, and DuckTales.
Get them this holiday season.
You should buy them this holiday season, especially Donkey Kong. That game's great. DuckTales is awesome.
Never heard of a Donkey Kong.
It's a little indie gem. I don't know. I don't know if it's come out around here yet. But I will say, the one thing that DuckTales 2 has over DuckTales, the pogo bounce is actually a little bit easier.
Oh, okay.
You don't even have to press down. You just hold the B button.
That's
I know they did that in
actually
the
kinda nice.
remastered edition.
Yeah. So it's but that's all she wrote.
There we go.
There you go.
I thought you wrote that.
I did write that. So, did you see the
News.
Zelda
It's
footage?
good enough.
I did not see the Zelda footage.
Oh my
should
god,
probably
you
go watch it
of all
beforehand.
people!
Watch it beforehand.
You
I bet it looked awesome.
It's beautiful.
It was pretty interesting.
It's
So it was on what? We had the video game wars last night? Something like that?
Oh, I don't know about that. I just
I'm pretty
watched
sure
it
it was on
online
there,
a
yeah.
couple minutes ago.
There was
Yeah.
video game awards last night.
awards.
I
You thought you said
wars.
wars?
Yeah, I
There
thought
was
he
no
said
wars,
like-
but there were
It was like,
awards.
again, how many people died?
Dude, oh man, Mario is not doing well. He's hanging out by a thread.
You ever see what happened to Sonic last time?
Luigi was the first to die.
He Mario just pulled out a tooth. He's like, whoa!
Yoshi, he sacrificed Yoshi to survive, so he's
Kirby's in critical condition.
no, Kirby's fine. Kirby just sucked all the bullets and shells up. And now he's more bullet than
He's more bullet than Kirby.
than ball. I don't know.
Than
I don't know.
More
I don't know
bullet-
where to
more
go.
bullet than Bill.
There you go.
Gumwad.
So the new Zelda trailer. Well, I wouldn't call it a Zelda.
So it's
trailer.
more than seeing him walking up to the horse and then
Oh, it's
riding.
plenty of walking.
It's plenty of walk.
There's
Plenty of horse.
plenty of walking around.
So is this gameplay footage or is this still
Technically,
cinematic?
yeah.
Sort of, yeah.
Okay.
it still
a
looks
hybrid.
early.
Pretty though.
It looks nice. My first impression is, it seems like what's going to happen is the game's going to be a lot of big empty spaces where it's going to have big beautiful landscapes,
With nothing
but
going on.
nothing in them.
Okay.
Which it's still an early build, so it's more likely that they're just going to populate it with stuff later. But so far, they make it look nice, but no. Well, I mean, I guess it's a fantasy place, so of course, no place on Earth looks like that. But
Yeah.
it's just constant rolling hills, which is cool, but not
so hard
very
to build
exciting.
villages.
I don't know if we saw
Set
any
up
villages.
drains. Get
We
fresh water.
Saw big trees,
Yeah, we saw a couple of trees,
Okay.
a statue.
enemies.
Oh, the enemies. This seemed pretty stupid to me, but you can jump off your horse like 20 feet in the air and then pause in midair, and apparently aim with the
the
tablet
gamepad
and then
for your
shoot
arrows, yeah.
enemies with your arrows while you're floating in midair.
Which is
So it's like Matrix style.
Sort of, but like oddly
Bad.
dumber than that. I don't know how to explain it.
Don't listen to him, boss.
It breaks up the pacing of the game
Absolutely.
to an awkward.
I'm only playing it if you put down the gamepad and then you pick up a Wiimote and a nunchuck and shoot the arrows.
Oh, you
Then
are.
I'm not
That's what
playing
people want.
Yeah.
What
And
is-
then I
you're
put it in my-
making spaghetti. Hey, just pull the arrows.
Shoot them like that. Then I put it in my satchel and then I grab my gamepad.
And you have to wear a Nintendo licensed satchel to put your Wiimote in.
And when you want to play
we
the game
only
again,
sell that Nintendo America.
when you want to play the game again, you have to stand up and go Nintendo
Yeah, I
in
can
front of
hear
your
the lynch
in front of your
mob now.
camera.
But okay,
Nintendo. Bing.
It's Gremlins 3 / out of direct.
So what do we have a release date for? 2016?
I don't know if they said it.
Actually, yes, they did. They
Did
said
it?
2015. It is
Really?
coming
It's got to
out
be
next year.
2015, like December.
December.
They,
Yeah.
what's interesting though is that I think it's one of those kind of like planned. Somebody says something, they're just like, "Whoa,
Oh,
we're not
someone
supposed
leaked
to say
out.
it." Yeah,
Someone
we're not
left
supposed to say that.
a demo copy at the
we
bar.
we couldn't just cut the clip and start over.
Yeah.
But they did
Well-
actually say that the new Star Fox is also coming out
That's what I
next
heard,
year,
yeah.
and it's coming out before this
Before.
Zelda game.
Okay.
So, but they're both coming out next year.
Okay.
I believe Persona 5's coming out December 15th, so that's going to be a buy.
So big year next year.
Yeah, let's just go over all the announcements. They did Street Fighter 5 is coming out. I think it's only for PlayStation?
PS4 and PC, but it's
PS4, PC,
PS4
so-
console exclusive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically,
That's great.
Buy a PS4.
Which,
title.
I mean, if you like that kind of stuff. Breaking news, fellas.
Yep.
I got inside information here, and you may not believe this. They're going to make another Assassin's Creed game,
What?
and it's going to take place in Victorian
Didn't even
England.
see it coming.
So-
I'm okay with that. It's
I'm not, because you know what's going to happen.
It's literally called
You-
Assassin's Creed Victory.
You're gonna be friends with Jack the Ripper. You're gonna talk to Charles Dickens, who's gonna be like a mason or something like that, and then you're gonna do a bunch of other stupid stuff with everybody important in England at that time, no matter when they lived.
That damn Ubisoft.
Because weren't you like hanging out with Robespierre in this last one and stuff? Like you probably hung out with Marie Antoinette. You're like, oh, I need you to go get me my cake. Or actually, she's like, oh, I call blimey, I need you to go get me cake. Because they're all
all
British
Cockney.
accents. They're all British accents.
I
and it's
still yet
important.
to play one.
You're not missing.
Someone told me
a
to
lot.
start with Black
Two.
Flag.
Just play
Black
Black
Flag.
Flag.
just
Black
because it's
Flag.
fun.
Black Flag. Is
Well,
fun.
it's not
Doing
on the
ships.
Wii U, so you can't play
It's the
two.
best
I played
pirate
two.
game that's ever been.
2 is great.
2 is good.
Okay.
Can we all agree on that? That it is definitely 100% hands down the best pirate game ever.
I haven't played
I
it.
don't know.
Maybe.
There's been some good pirate games.
What, Sid Meier's Pirates?
Yeah,
That's not
actually,
terrible.
it's not a
Okay,
terrible
but
game.
it's not. It's not drive your own ship, get into ship combat, and then board other people's ship.
Skies
and-
of Arcadia's Sky Pirates.
There were pirates
That's
in that.
a really good
Yeah,
argument.
I guess so.
So what? So you are all for this, Rick?
All for this, Rick. Hey,
Look,
that sounded pretty good.
look. Assassin's Creed 2, right?
Yeah.
Was good.
Yep.
Yeah, it was.
Black Flag was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta push aside the rough to
You
find
gotta
the
separate
diamonds.
the wheat from the
True.
chaff.
All right. So you had a couple
So
down.
they're gonna go through a few of them, and people are just gonna keep getting upset and more disappointed. But eventually, people are gonna go, "Oh, great, another Assassin's Creed game like you're doing now,"
Yeah.
and then you're gonna play it, and you're gonna be like,
Well, I don't
"This is
think,
actually pretty good."
Well, if it's good, that's good. But I think
Hopefully, they listen to the fans
Yeah.
of what they didn't like
That
of
was
the
funny.
last few that
that's
came
the
out.
thing.
I don't know.
I think right now Ubisoft just put out like 90 games in like the last month.
Okay.
It wouldn't kill them to just take a year off. you
Right.
know?
But that they have a promise to themselves. Oh,
Oh, they
we're
got a
gonna
lot of
do another
promises.
one.
Year release
What's
is bad
interesting
idea.
though is that Ubisoft did slightly make amends for their mess up with Unity.
They did.
Yeah.
The people who just have the game,
Okay.
they're giving them the first DLC for free
Yeah.
Okay.
because of
But-
the messed up launch. And if you bought the season pass, they're giving you an entire other game for free.
Any game you get to pick, or like
Well,
on a
They
list.
had like
Ubisoft.
a pick
Plus
of
that.
the Ubisoft games.
But what's cool is it's actually new games. Like the
Yeah.
crew hasn't even come out yet.
and you can already
You don't want to buy the crew though.
No.
You don't want to get it for free. But you can get what's the big one? Far Cry 4.
you can
for
get
free?
Far Cry 4
That's
for free,
epic.
which
That's
is pretty.
you know what? That's legit. Why
Yeah.
not? That's all right. Good job, Ubisoft. You did it.
They are
crazy
they are
Frenchman.
making reparations.
Well, that's
I mean,
good.
because a lot of people were upset with PlayStation back in the day.
Yeah.
With the whole people's accounts got hacked, but They've been doing that PlayStation Plus free game a month thing, like, for God knows how long.
Well, that's just normal. But yeah, like when they got everything back, they gave everybody free games. And,
Yeah.
you know,
They went crazy with it.
it stunk that you couldn't play for a month, but was it the end of the world? No, whatever.
And they did make up for it.
Mhm.
It's nice when a company realizes they're like, yeah, we
well,
kinda
they got
messed
it.
up
They
a
got
little
to do
bit.
something,
Right.
Yeah, we don't want to completely ruin, because people will keep buying our games, but they're not going to be happy with us. You know.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
You know, who knows? Maybe Assassin's Creed Victorian Era will be great.
Like you said,
It's gonna be just like I did with Black Flag, where I come into it going, "This game's gonna be garbage because 3 was terrible. This is all gonna be garbage." And then I played it and it was great. But I'm not gonna hold out hope for that for this one because
Yeah.
I want boats and stuff. Okay, there I said it. I like boats. I like pretending to be a pirate, mateys.
well, Europe is a great place for that.
It's true. Other announcements leading into big announcements. Recently, Sony released or is releasing a 20th anniversary PlayStation 4 to celebrate the PlayStation.
Okay.
It's gray.
It's beautiful.
It has the multicolored logos on it.
It's beautiful. The
It's
controller.
got it's got the etchings for the square, circle, triangle, X. The controller looks pretty close to an original controller, which
with the analog though.
well, yeah, it's the new controller, but it's got the same color buttons.
Okay.
It's a really cool package. What's not cool is they're only releasing 12,000 of them.
What's also not cool, I heard, it won't play any PlayStation 1 games.
Yeah, no PlayStation. Yeah, I mean, me and Kevin were talking about this earlier. It's cool. I kind of like he was saying they should have done a limited release instead of 12,000.
Oh, yeah, no, limited
which stinks
release, yeah.
because I get why they're doing it. It's not supposed to be like for everybody, but at the same time, it's like already people are on eBay like trying to scalp it. It's like $1,500.
Well, now
for this
how
thing.
are you getting them? Are you going to Best Buy? How do you get one
PlayStation.
on PlayStation's like
probably
website?
their
There's a
website.
through them
I see.
only.
Pre-order.
Okay.
Yeah,
And at some event they had recently at whatever. I don't know.
which we're gonna get into in a second.
Okay.
The other thing is a personal thing that I'm happy about. Everybody I know said Knack was going to be the first retail game released through PlayStation Plus, but it wasn't. It was Injustice. So goodbye, everybody. This podcast is over forever. I was right and everybody else was wrong. Knack was a terrible game. Well, no, it wasn't that bad. It was okay. But to get us into the big news, Ricky, you were apparently the only person who saw some stuff. Knack
So
2.
PlayStation went Knack 2. PlayStation went absolutely crazy with they did something. There was like a little tiny expo.
PlayStation Experience.
Yeah, experience.
Gotcha.
You have to
So
whisper it to get in.
yeah, and you have to know the Konami code.
I don't know, up a bunch of times, and then you whisper experience.
They released a whole bunch of footage of just all the new stuff that's coming, and it all looks pretty well along. Like, everything's pretty solid. They revealed Metal Gear Solid's online multiplayer.
I heard a little bit about that.
No,
Nice.
don't like it.
You what?
No, don't like it.
Why?
It's online.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's Kevin, so you
Yeah,
might as well.
exactly.
It's
Exactly.
not gonna be online, so you can't take with you forever.
Hey, Kevin, how many Metal Gear Solid games did you play?
All the not online ones.
So none.
Okay.
You might as well just be honest and say none.
I played that one that was in what was it, Metal Gear Solid World at War?
No.
And
It was basically just Call of Duty with Metal Gear Solid in it.
Played this one. It's it's a lot of Nintendo characters in it, snakes in it.
Yeah. He played Metal Gear Solid Smash Brothers Brawl.
It's
So
it's a pretty good game.
what were the highlights?
No Man's Sky got a lot more gameplay.
Did they?
It looks a little bit different than the first time they showed it.
Yep.
In the fact that it looks a little bit more well-rounded.
Yep.
Like, it actually looks like... Because the first time we saw it, we were just like, yeah, that looks really cool, but I don't know what is happening
Yeah.
Okay.
or what's going on.
It's kind of like with the amiibos, and I still don't know what amiibos do.
Yeah.
They're pretty.
Do you eat them?
Do you...
They hurt
I'm
your
not
wallet.
gonna
That's
say
what I
no.
know.
yeah. After you get enough of them,
Yeah.
Like 20.
and then they hurt your
Oh.
feelings.
Did you? Not to go jump off topic, but did
Yeah.
you see the other printed amiibos? There was like
more?
a Peach with no legs, And then there
Just
was
the way I like my
the
women.
Villager packaged upside down
All
or
right.
something weird like that. There was like a few others. So
Sounds to me like the people working at like Foxconn to get these things out are just like doing cries for help. It's like, maybe if I print a peach with no legs, they'll know that they have me tied to the radiator.
Without legs.
Why are people buying these little toy statues?
just keep making them.
Make them. This guy wants a City Connection girl one. You better make it.
You're not getting the City Connect.
I'll tell you what, though. You know what? I am gonna get it because I'm gonna go to Foxconn and make them make me one. I'll pay them like $30, whatever it would cost them to do a run,
So
and
there,
they'll turn around and sell for
Go
$50.
there with the whip.
so there was a lot of stuff that they talked about, a lot
Yeah.
of stuff that people knew about.
PlayStation, what
Yeah.
they're coming out with. Yeah.
But there was also some things that that were kind of like rumored about or kind of like
See,
whispered about, but
I
then
wanna
they
hear
they
this.
actually did them.
Confirmed.
I don't know if you've heard of The Forest.
No.
No.
The Forest. It's kind of like this first person kind of like.
Is this Firewatch? I mean,
No, it's
Okay.
called Forest,
Okay.
and it's like this kind of like this first person like.
oh, was this the one with the Spanish trailer that got released recently?
Yeah.
What is that?
Explain the forest.
What's
It's
the forest?
what it seems like to me. I can't tell 100% because they just haven't shown enough.
Mm-hmm.
But it certainly looks like this, like, kind of like a first-person mix between like Myst
Okay.
and like kind of like the puzzles of like Portal-ish, but there's no like science fiction-y to it. It's just like
So you're like surviving in the woods, but you're gonna.
yeah, but you're trying to get you find your way out of the woods. You have no idea where you are. There's like
I imagine
no
maybe
map,
you just
no
wake
anything.
up in the woods and you're like, all right, where do I go?
So
Yeah.
it's just Call of Duty with puzzles then.
Yeah, exactly, which nobody likes.
Yeah,
So forest. So they just have they released a
sounds
small
pretty cool.
trailer
Oh
for
yeah,
it.
a very small trailer.
Sounds
for it.
interesting.
It
does.
pretty much anything that PlayStation doesn't talk about all that much, and then shows like one little clip of it.
Everyone's
I
like,
instantly
whoa.
fall in love with it. No matter what it is, for some reason I just can't help myself. You two,
Yep.
you guys want to see something really, really cool?
We can't do this on camera.
Turn
Right?
the camera off.
You're not involved. Well, you actually are the thing they're about to
Oh
watch.
God.
I want you both to stare at his face real hard when I tell him this. Okay?
Yeah.
Watch him.
All right.
Yakuza 5. Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Yep, Yakuza 5 was announced for the PS4.
Well, wait a minute. So this took place in America, so it will come to America.
Yes. Yes.
That's good news.
Yakuza 5. And I know that there's nothing in this world more that Mike loves than playing as a Japanese dude in a karaoke bar.
Will there be batting cages?
Yes, I'm sure there will be.
All right, then I'm on board. Okay, one first.
Oh
Will
my
there be hostess bars where you sit with ladies and buy them drinks, but don't like kiss them or anything? You just sing karaoke with them.
You're just a nice guy, and you just buy.
Do you
them
sing
drinks.
with a beautiful Japanese voice like Hakui Hanashi?
I don't know. Are you a handsome Japanese man?
So yeah.
I could be.
Hideo Kojima does a private appearance.
I'm his dad.
And, yeah.
I'm Danio Kojima.
Some games actually got announced as like HD, not remastered, but some of them are like just HD upgrades.
Okay.
And some of them are actually are remastered.
Yeah.
One of the HD like overdues,
Yeah.
not like remakes or anything, but just like HD over it, is Day of the Tentacle.
Oh, okay, nice.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, that's coming out for the PS4.
Wow, that's really good because I know they're doing Grim Fandango.
Grim
already.
Fandango is the one I was going to talk about.
Um,
That is a complete. That's like
They're
remastered
completely redoing this.
Yeah.
They're just putting out an HD version of.
of Day of the Tentacle.
That's good.
So,
I hope
That
to
was
see
the
more
Wii
of
U
that
doing
like
an
that.
HD of Maniac Mansion.
I
No,
don't-
never. Wii U's not doing anything. It's burning in a trash can where it belongs, Russ. Go on, Rick.
I'll make fun of Nintendo.
So what else about Dave Nintendo?
I have to leave real quick. I have to check on my Wii U to make sure you haven't thrown it in the trash.
Oh, it's
can.
gone. It's gone, and you will be too.
Where are my dogs, Michael?
Who let the dogs out? You mean? Because I did.
Who?
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 Who did what?
Who let my dogs out?
Oh, I think your mom did, and then
Oh,
she'll
okay.
let him back in. She's just outside.
She's not home. Anyways, the Order 1886.
Yeah,
This made me nervous for a while, actually.
that
Because,
whole game makes me nervous because it doesn't look incredible. I mean, it looks beautiful, but
Yeah, no, I don't know. Like from seeing this, it looks like a. I guess I'll just be real. It looks like
Call of Duty with sticks.
It just looks like a realistic, like Gears of War.
Okay.
Like
Everything to you call it like with Call of Duty.
Well, that's
Is that what it
Kevin.
is?
That's
You
Kevin.
should really be saying
you
all
really
this,
should
Kevin.
be doing it.
You have to compare everything with Call of Duty for
Gotcha.
no
I'll-
sensible reason.
You want
Sure.
to try it out?
Yeah, yes, yeah.
Go ahead. What's Skyrim?
Call of Duty with skies.
I like that. I like where you took that.
10 out of 10 IGN. Doritos Mountain Dew.
You know what? I like our revamped Kevin. Old Kevin died in his karate championship. Long live the new Kevin.
And he will never be remembered. And this is the new Kevin.
This is the only Kevin.
This is the only Kevin I care about now.
Great cuddling accident.
What else was I gonna say?
What are they? Did they do any more HD?
Turns out there's going to be a new Uncharted.
Oh, a big one for some of the PC gamers who wanted some good games on the PS4.
I don't think any PC gamers play any consoles.
Whatever, dude.
PC
They're
Master
all
Race.
they're all sticklers. They're all like, well, I need to
Well-
upgrade my RAM.
People on the PS4 can be happy because Killing Floor 2 is on the PS4.
Why does that sound familiar?
See
Oh, isn't that the Half-Life
You
mod?
could play that
Yeah,
on
well,
PS4, but then you'd be having fun wrong.
Yeah, that's true.
Apparently.
You have to upgrade your video card to have real fun.
Monthly. Monthly, you have to upgrade it.
Processing power,
Yep.
graphics.
Yep.
Right.
It all matters.
Yeah.
Steam.
PlayStation 4 has none of that. So.
You got controllers.
Well, you know, PC's always going to look better, but whatever. Whatever.
Oh, I am a huge fan of the Uncharted series. And
What? Well, Uncharted?
Uncharted.
I've never heard of it. Is that like it's Gears of War, you mean? The one with the guides, the big buff mans?
Wasn't there a Nintendo game, Uncharted Waters?
Yeah, that's right. They're coming out with Uncharted Waters for
Yeah.
PlayStation 4?
Yeah, it's the HD remaster.
Awesome. Another good pirate
It's only
game.
on the Wii U. And,
All these pirate games.
All these, the day of the pirate game.
yeah. But the new Uncharted looks...
They showed footage.
Yeah, nothing short of, like, your expectations.
Okay.
Like, Naughty Dog just...
Yeah,
They
always
know
stick
what
to
they're
work.
doing. They
Yeah.
know what they're doing, and they stick to what they know.
How is Sully's mustache?
But I don't believe I remember seeing Sully's
I know
mustache.
why.
I do.
They're using tress effects on Sully's mustache. It's gonna flow naturally in the wind.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
I
incredible.
do remember seeing, and the only thing that slightly... It made me giggle, but at the same time I had a slight problem with it is...
if you Nathan Drake's pants fell off when he came up
If you-
a hot cliff.
When you think of Uncharted,
Yeah.
what do you think of it as being an homage to?
Call of Duty with Nathan
Sully.
Drake.
Call of Duty with Indiana Jones.
There we go.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones.
Okay.
Right?
Is Harrison Ford in it?
There is a scene in this gameplay footage
Where
Okay.
he drives by
where
a
he
molehill.
uses a whip
All right.
to latch onto a cliffside, swing down, and like knock out a guy.
I'm okay with this.
You're okay with him using a whip?
Yeah,
and
why
just-
not?
Yeah, let's just fully accept that it's a ripoff.
Why
of
not?
Indiana
It
Jones.
is. Because what else are you gonna do?
Well, as long as there's no running from a boulder
Yeah. Well, there's
or
always
going
usually-
into refrigerators.
He's usually just running from guys with bullets
Close enough.
down a corridor. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that's happened in every single Uncharted game.
Yeah, pretty much. But I don't know. It definitely those graphics are just unreal.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're
actually-
on the Unreal
They're
Engine.
they're actually they're actually the
Unreal
opposite
4.
of that. They're incredibly real, and
Yeah.
I just don't understand how they can do.
Well, Naughty Dog's always been kind of ahead of the curve.
When it
on
comes to
those
motion capture, they're the
Well,
absolute
mocap
best.
and just the way things look, they really usually know how to get a lot out of whatever system they're on, which has been PlayStation recently, but
There's a remarkable amount of studios that have motion capture
Okay.
that have tried to imitate exactly Naughty Dog Studio.
Yep.
Every studio fails at it. I don't know what it is. And Naughty Dog just
And we'll give
they
up the
have the
secret.
right. They have everybody has the right equipment, but Naughty Dog just knows how to use it. They know what
Yeah.
they're doing. I don't know what
so
it
that's
is.
yeah. I mean, that sounds pretty good. I'm looking forward to Uncharted.
Yeah.
I'm gonna allow myself to be excited about that.
All I know is that right now, PlayStation just has everything ahead of them. They have so many titles for next year, at least.
I'm interested. Yeah, I'm interested in any idea besides the forest of like new IPs or something like that.
There's a lot of there was just so much like
Lots of little stuff.
I mean, most of this stuff, 90% of this stuff came out today.
Okay.
And I literally got out of work and came here. So most of today I was working, so I couldn't really watch a lot of it. But I'm just telling you some of the highlights of the things that I've seen. Yep. And I mean, on your own time, you should go ahead and take a look, even if you don't have a PlayStation 4.
Yeah, just check it out still.
Take a gander, because it might change your mind as to maybe you should, consider getting one, because PlayStation is a lot more than just their hardcore games. Like, they have a lot of things.
They're doing good. They're doing good so far.
And I feel like this is really the pickup that we were waiting for. Like, the whole... They've fully accepted and realized the fact that they are worldwide incredibly successful with their console.
Yeah.
And now they're finally saying, okay, now everybody has our console. Let's get a whole lot of games out there, because now we need to catch up and get people.
The reason I heard from a couple of places about why things were taking so long was because actually a lot of the people who are naysaying, saying like, oh, consoles are dead, phones are where it's at. And then they come out with a PS4 and it sells like 5 trillion units the first day.
Yeah,
people kind of bought into the idea that consoles were dead, and then it turns out they're not actually
that
dead.
Number is not, that number is not exaggerated.
There's kind of
4 trillion.
So there's kind of from what I understand,
people
there's been
bought
a
like
rush.
6 of them
I
per
said
person.
the math earlier.
Yeah, just in case. Yeah,
I've got a tower of PS4s at home.
Yeah,
throne.
So I guess the idea is that they've kind of been rushing to get stuff made now that they know it's a safe bet to actually come out with things on the system and it's not actually dead.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely. Now this might sound stupid to some people, but some people who grew up with it and loved it, they're re-releasing Final Fantasy VII on the PS4. Not like
HD
not
or remastered.
It's not remastered, but it is like the most souped up 60 frames per second.
Okay.
Really
I'm sure the load times will be a lot faster.
Like the one
too.
that they did on the computer after the PlayStation 1. After a while, they put it on the computer.
Did they add trophies?
I believe they did. Yes.
That's what I was waiting for.
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna buy a copy of Final Fantasy VII again.
It's probably not gonna cost that much. It's really
no. I can't imagine
$30.
if it's no.
Like
I
don't even think it's 20 at the literal most. I mean, I would say
physical.
I would say
physical or download only.
I say $10 is what I'd want to spend for it.
Physical for
they can convince me to get for $15.
No,
probably
it's not
download
gonna be
only.
physical.
It'll be
okay.
PSN.
So yeah, I guess be $20.
It's gonna be download only. A lot of an incredible lineup. The only thing I was actually I will talk about, because I've just been talking about the good things.
No Gex game.
No, worse. There is
a new Gex game.
Jersey Devil.
Jersey Devil 2.
Literally worse than all the things you're saying.
The Devilist. Knack 3.
There's a new God of War game.
Oh, yeah.
They're working on another God of War game.
Sure, okay.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
They were gonna do that.
That's an IP that was supposed to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, so was
How'd that
Kratos. That guy should have died a long time ago.
He did! He literally killed himself!
Oh, yeah,
the
but
game
he came
kinda
after
starts
that.
with him
And
being
then they
dead.
made a prequel. And now what? They're gonna make a sequel about it?
Undead.
Well, doesn't the third one end with him crawling off the cliff and there's like a big blood streak or something?
The third one ends with him stabbing himself in the chest with the God blade.
Because Athena...
And then jumping off a cliff.
Yeah.
So he's fine.
Yeah.
He's dead! There's a huge hole straight through him.
Yeah,
you
but
can see through him.
But we never saw the body.
Didn't the whole God of War story
that's actually video
start
game.
You know what I
by
think?
him being dead?
I've been listening to this guy called Alex Jones, and he says that Kratos isn't actually dead. It's a false flag operation by Obama, who wants to make us not believe in the Greek gods anymore. And away he goes.
Bye, Rick. He'll be back.
I had my time.
It's not coming back.
And his time is over. All right.
He's back.
Persona 5.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, well,
It's all right.
you said that already.
So, in case anybody didn't hear us talking about it, it's coming up on the 20th anniversary of the OG PlayStation. So I thought it might be fun to just talk about it, share our memories about it, fond memories, bad memories. And anything you got to say about it? If you want to talk about Jersey Devil, we can talk about Jersey Devil.
I'll let you know about
Russ,
Jersey
I know
Devil.
you got that one for free. Why don't you start telling us about Jersey Devil?
Oh, a long time ago.
Yep. I bought Jersey Devil. It was okay. The end.
10 out of 10 IGN.
So I got a PlayStation.
Yeah.
And we brought it home.
So you really did get a PlayStation. You've had non-Nintendo consoles.
Yep.
That's
I picked
incredible.
it out.
That
I was
is
like, let me
incredible.
get this new CD fangled thing.
Yeah. What is this? This can't replace cartridges.
So we get it home. I hook it up to my TV, and it's like jumpy,
Oh,
and
okay.
it won't stay like straight. And I'm like, all right, let's try another television. And
Yeah.
on all my TVs, it did that. So we called PlayStation and talked to them, and they're like, you have to send in your console, and we'll fix it.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with it. I think it actually ended up being like a PAL version or
Mm-hmm.
something, so that's why it wouldn't work on my TV. And
Oh,
it took
okay.
like 2 weeks or something to fix. I had to ship it to them. So then they called me back and they said, all right, it's fixed. We're shipping it back to you. For the troubles, we'll give you a free game. And you get to
Yeah.
pick from a couple different games.
Yep.
So I picked Jersey Devil.
So what did you think? Was that a good
What
game?
were your other choices, just so we can know how bad of a
I
decision
honestly
you made?
can't remember, but I don't
It's
think
like,
they were.
I don't know, Metal Gear Solid, Einhander, Final Fantasy 7.
You know, it's-
That stupid stuff, Suikoden in 1.
I imagine
don't know.
it was probably like a
Whatever
Crash
it is.
Bandicoot,
Yeah.
any of the
Garbage.
platformers.
Yeah, you know
Still
what?
better.
You know what? Why
Well, I
not?
think I had Crash, so that's why I was like,
Yeah,
all right,
why
let me
not?
get
gotten
this
2
one.
copies of Crash.
2 copies of Crash.
Just for when you worn out the other one.
So I got it back, and it worked fine, and I put in Jersey Devil.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that one. I never did got to play the Metal Gear Solid game on there, but I did
Yeah.
watch my friend a lot play it.
Okay,
So it's like
yeah.
I just experienced him playing it.
Yeah.
Same thing with Final Fantasy VII. I myself never played it.
You should play it.
That's what everyone says.
I mean, if you like RPGs, you'd probably like it.
I did play
Um,
Chrono Cross.
Okay. So you were able to figure out like the fighting system in that.
I haven't played it in so long,
Yeah.
but I enjoyed Chrono Trigger so much. I definitely picked up Chrono
Yeah.
Cross day one, and I was like, I got to
Yeah.
get this game. I got the
I
big
think,
strategy guide.
Yeah. I think that's what one of the cool things about the PlayStation was, is it seemed like it was kind of a dumping ground for all these like RPGs that started on like, Nintendo or Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
'Cause, I think me and Kevin were talking about it earlier. Like, it was a big deal when Final Fantasy came out for the PlayStation. Like, Nintendo people felt betrayed.
Yeah.
So I mean, that was cool. I mean, it definitely had a lot of really good RPGs for it.
Okay.
You can say you can definitely argue that Super Nintendo had the best RPGs,
Yeah.
but even if it did, I think PlayStation's a close second because they had a lot of good stuff
Definitely.
on there.
Oh yeah. Another thought that comes to mind with PlayStation.
Yeah.
Before I owned one,
Yeah.
I remember going over one of my mom's friend's house.
Yeah.
She was doing something, so I couldn't stay home because I was younger.
Yeah,
And they're like, just hang out in the living room.
just 20 years old at the time.
20
There you
years
go.
old.
Young
Still in his Power Rangers onesie.
So we get to this house, and my mom's friend's son must have been out or this and that, and he had a PlayStation.
Yeah.
And they're like, you could play the PlayStation. And I fired it up, and Resident Evil was on there.
Oh wow, yeah.
So I start playing that, and I freaking jumped out of my chair when the dogs jumped through the window, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what is this game? Like, oh my god, it's so
That's
scary.
not allowed to happen. I'm scared now. Good job, Sony. Who is this?
But yeah,
to Mario,
playing
help
that for the first time, it was awesome,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, I got to get the rest of these games.
Yeah.
And I just played through all of them, Nemesis and everything.
Yeah, that's like it's weird because as much as I love Nintendo, and actually going into Sony, I was a huge Nintendo fanboy. Like
Yeah.
they could do no wrong in my eyes, but like to me at the time, I mean, now it's stupid to think about it, but like Sony PlayStation was like the adult console, Like,
Right.
you had Crash Bandicoot, but like you had like Metal Gear Solid, and, like Siphon Filter, and all these like deep dark games that I wasn't used to because I'd only been playing Nintendo stuff, which.
Absolutely, yeah.
There's
That's
dark stuff on Nintendo too, but it's never quite in the same vein as like a Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Of course, now they release them on like GameCube, but
and
Right.
Wii.
yeah, I mean that was cool.
Another great title that reminds me of, because it takes place during wintertime, is
Yeah.
Parasite Eve.
Oh yeah, that was
Really
another
good game, yeah. Just like the cinematics in that, and the
Yep,
storyline,
yep.
I was like,
Yeah,
This game's
that was the
really
other
cool.
big thing. It was because the thing is like it wasn't a trendsetter, but like just the idea of like FMV, seeing like cutscenes that were like movies. I remember like I had this one friend in like early high school. He would like he downloaded the opening cutscene for Final Fantasy VIII.
Okay.
And he watched it like every day before he went to school. And he ended up watching it. And I remember I went back and played that game a little bit. And that is such a bad like FMV. Like it just doesn't look good, and it's like kind of really choppy and compressed, and it's just like. It's weird because I remember watching that thinking like, wow, this looks like real life, man. Like, look at that. That's incredible.
Yeah.
It's like, but you know,
Blew our
that was
minds back then.
that was cool stuff back then, you know? Like,
Yeah.
That was big stuff. It was like a modern console, man. It was
Absolutely.
cool.
Future.
What do you think, Kevin? What are your memories about the PlayStation?
Well, I came to the PlayStation from Sega Genesis, so I don't have the connection of the RPGs like you people had. We had
You
Sonic
got
and
Shining
Sports.
Okay.
Shining Force?
Real Kevin doesn't have these things.
Oh yeah, that's right. So real Kevin
Real
wouldn't have
Kevin
gone
would
to
have
Sega.
been upset and wanted to know why the gray box didn't say Nintendo, but that's not important now.
Like, they stole the gray.
10 out of 10.
They stole Nintendo's gray color. Well, they're never gonna make it.
No, it's not gonna work. Anyways.
Wait, their games are in color? Oh, ripping off Nintendo again.
2 out of 10.
Yeah.
Would not play.
I love this new Kevin. So, what was your thoughts? Like, what were your?
Well, the first time I ever played the PlayStation 1 was actually at a friend's house. 'Cause
Yep.
I still had a Genesis. 'Cause
Okay.
apparently that was good enough at the time.
Yeah.
And we played 2 games that day.
Yep.
Crash Bandicoot
All right.
and Barbie Horse Riding Adventures.
So you actually played that game because I always make jokes about it. I've never replayed it. I don't
Yeah,
think I've
no.
seen the cover of it.
I'm going to be entirely honest, that is not as bad a game as you would think.
Yeah, I could see that.
But it does not compare to the experience of playing Crash Bandicoot for the first time.
Yeah, but does Crash Bandicoot have horses you can ride in it?
It has pigs.
Polar bears, also.
Yeah, but
The second
horses
one.
though are like friendly.
Rampant, scared pigs that you ride.
Well, that sounds pretty cool too.
Yeah, I
And
know,
right
it's-
before you jump on it, Crash looks back and
Yeah.
breaks the fourth wall and just goes.
Like he knows, he knows you
He
love
literally
it. Yeah.
flashes you his eyebrows,
Hey,
just
guys.
like,
Yeah.
He's like,
you
"It's
know I'm
gonna
gonna do it,
happen."
right?
I'm gonna do this. I'm the mascot with attitude.
Attitude.
Like I've got catitude.
Speaking of mascots, I'll just jump in here.
Yeah.
Remember the commercials when
Yes,
Crash
we know,
Bandicoot?
we know you're wearing a Mario hat. We know.
when Crash Bandicoot came, he's in
Did,
the
like, the
mascot
bullhorn?
outfit and he's outside
Yeah.
Nintendo and he's like, "Hey,
Yeah,
hey, it's
the
gonna be
bullhorn.
trouble. We got this. Look at these games."
What was
What's
the
your
one?
plumber gonna do now?
What was the one where he's
gonna
like
win.
talking to some guys like, "What are you eating? What are you eating?"
And the
But-
security guard tries to kick him off.
Yeah, you know, why not? Good stupid commercials.
Look up commercials. Yeah, Crash Bandicoot
Yeah.
commercials
Yeah.
from PlayStation. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's too bad Crash Bandicoot kind of just disappeared.
I know.
Yeah.
Now he's on Nintendo consoles. He's on the Wii.
you know who else is
Spyro.
Spyro?
Spyro.
Now-
No,
now-
I don't want to talk
now
about
he's- now
Spyro.
he's
I never got to
completely
play
I
any of the
don't want-
Spyro games on PlayStation.
I remember the first one
Fantastic
being
games.
good. Yeah.
His
I
games
don't
are
think he
solid.
aged that well.
Did a good job on those
Yeah.
games.
His games are still around. He's just not.
He's not. I mean,
he's dead to
he's
us.
over there in a bin.
He's a
We
plastic
don't wanna
toy
talk- We don't
now.
want to talk
He's
about that.
There's 17,000 Skylanders. and
He's a hollow
and-
shell of
and
what he
is
once
one
was.
of them.
Yeah.
A hollow shell. A
But I
husk.
mean, like, yeah, like even with Spyro, I know a lot of people are really into the, Mario 64 is the first time a 3D platformer was done right. But
Spyro's done well too.
I mean, I gotta say, PlayStation was doing some pretty good platformers at the time,
Yeah.
especially this was still the early days of 3D.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So it was. I mean, going back now, they don't look great, but at the time, I mean, 3D stuff that looked fantastic.
I love the 2.5D.
Just it felt great. Yeah, like.
Those are my favorite.
Made me think of
platformers.
another game platformer puzzler that was fantastic. Oddworld.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oddworld.
Oddworld was really good.
Yeah. Just thought
Yeah.
the mechanics were great. That dark
Which they-
atmosphere.
They just recently redid that.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
did.
what was it called? Oddworld, Big and Tasty or something.
Big and
Yeah.
tasty. Yeah.
Yeah.
New and tasty.
New and Tasty. Yeah.
I never got to play the sequel.
Munchies,
Munchies,
Wrath, or something like
Odyssey.
that.
Oh, yeah, and then there's like
something like that.
Munchies.
There's a
something.
bunch. They started coming
There's
out.
a lot in
So-
the Oddworld
I remember I was a little
I haven't
annoyed.
really played any of them.
I was a little annoyed when they came out with Stranger's Wrath because I'm like, excuse me, no,
That game is great.
Oddworld is for PlayStation, Xbox. You need to find your own place. And I was like, yeah, go off.
After he had just
Oh, yeah,
gotten
I'm sure
on
it
his
was good.
Nintendo
Yeah.
train.
That was an
Yeah.
amazing game.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because going into PlayStation, I hated it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, Nintendo 64 is going to win the console wars. It's going to be around forever. And my friend had one. He's like, no, it's really cool. You got to check it out. There's cool games for it. I'm like, yeah, right. I saw that at Circuit City, and that thing sucked, man. It was just, what, Bushido Blade? That's not a game. That's not Mario.
You're
And,
really dating yourself here talking about Circuit City.
Well, that's where I bought all my Nintendo 64
I was
games.
at service merchandise and I handed in the ticket.
I actually did, yeah. I
Came
bought
down
some
the conveyor belt. I was
service-
like, whoa.
I thought that was the coolest thing ever. I don't know about you, but that was awesome. There used to be one over where,
Absolutely.
Savers.
Burlington
Burlington
Coat
Coat
Factory
Factory was, yeah. Service.
Yeah, Savers was
Circuit
Circuit
City.
City. Yeah.
I missed that place.
Boy, everybody who's watching this that doesn't live in Connecticut, this is just riveting
nah,
to them.
trust me, everyone who watches this is in
It's
Connecticut.
probably.
Circuit,
They probably live in
service
Orange.
merchandise. I would always go in to play the demo
Yeah.
of Super Mario World.
Yep. Yeah, man, that was there was some good stuff. Like, I remember I did play the demo, and secretly I really liked it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, Sony, that's not. No, they make like TVs. This isn't real. This isn't a thing. And because obviously when you're a kid, you don't know the whole thing with Nintendo. But I mean, it's one hell of a system. I mean, there's not much else you can say about it.
I feel bad now because the original PlayStation is just neglected and like
Worthless.
we only
Yeah.
sell it for like
Literally
Yeah.
$15, I think, with the
Yeah.
controller.
Which is weird
Solid
because it's
console.
a really really good console.
Mainly because the PlayStation 2 can play all
And
PlayStation.
PlayStation 3
Yeah.
can play PlayStation 1 games as
So
well.
Yeah.
the backwards compatibility. I mean, yeah, it's good on their end. So when you're like, "Hey, buy a PlayStation 2," you could also play
Yeah.
all these PlayStation 1 games.
That was the good thing they kept going. I'm a little bummed out they didn't do it for PS4.
Yeah, I was
but
pretty upset about that,
yeah, eventually it had to stop.
unfortunately.
Plus, it was a better way for. I mean, I love Sony. But
Virtual console, Money,
PlayStation
money.
Classics, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I talked to Rick about this, and I was talking about how cool it would be if they added trophies to old PlayStation games. So
Yeah.
if they do that with Final Fantasy VII, I think that's awesome.
Nice.
I'm almost 100% sure
Yeah.
that's what they're doing with Final
That's
Fantasy
cool
VII.
stuff. What do you got, Rick? How were your first PlayStation memories?
Dude, I was almost the same as you were. Like, I had all my, my kiddie games on the N64, or no, actually at that point I was still Super Nintendo. Still had.
Yeah, I went from I was in N64.
I got an N64 afterwards because I literally begged my grandmother for it. But
Yeah.
On
but
his
before
knees.
I had
Grandma, please, Grandma, please. Don't make me be like the other boys.
We don't need to eat for this month.
Grandmammy, Grandmammy, please.
You don't need to pay for groceries. You're looking a little hefty there, anyways. Grandma, please.
I was the hefty one. It's because Grandma cooked everything in butter. Anyways, yeah, like it was my mother's boyfriend actually at the
Yeah.
time had a PlayStation 1,
Yeah.
and I had never played anything other than my Super Nintendo games, which I didn't really play anything that was too over the top. And yeah, he just handed me the controller. He was just like, "Oh, you play video games? That's pretty cool. Here, try this out."
I hope he didn't
Greg
sound like
Allman.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's 100% what he sounded. He was one of the classic, he looked like he was stuck in the late 80s. He had
Okay.
this grungy hair. All his shirts
Yeah.
were sleeveless.
That's awesome.
Oh god, that sounds like a cool guy.
Yeah.
Hey, dude.
If he wasn't wearing jeans, he was wearing carpenter pants. So yeah, no, it was always boots.
You think video games are cool? You know what else is cool? Smoking Black and Milds, bro. Come on, have some.
So
You want to ride my El Camino? It's cool too. Everything's cool in my
Yeah, I
life.
like.
so he didn't want me. Whenever my mother was around, he wouldn't want me playing the
Resident Evil.
yeah,
stuff.
the really
Scary
hardcore games.
Yeah.
So I started out, the first time I ever played a PlayStation was Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
And that was such a cool thing to see because it was 3D.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my god, this is awesome. Just
Yeah.
seeing it was just a great, there was just a great feeling to it, and seeing the character have this personality of just kind of this jerk.
Yeah.
Crash Bandicoot is really a jerk, and I like
Yeah.
that about him.
Yeah,
He's
he's-
not like a nice guy like
He's a
Mario.
great character.
He's just a jerk. I love him.
Does what he wants.
And that was when it started getting real dark, though, because I started I started smoking the Black and Milds with him.
Of course.
And
Like, you know what else is cool? Foreigner. Do you want to listen to Foreigner tapes with me, bro?
Yeah.
In his El Camino.
Yeah.
Hey, did your mom say anything about getting married to me? Because that'd be cool, too. I think.
So I
It's
would,
like feeling
I would,
things out
yeah,
real quick.
I would hang out around the house all day wearing jeans and sleeveless shirts, listening to "I'm a Dirty White Boy" and
Smoking Black Miles.
playing Twisted Metal.
Yeah.
Nice. So yeah.
Twisted
Yeah,
Metal
that's
was one of my
Twisted
first games,
Metal.
and I just remember thinking like just cars driving around, blowing stuff up, blowing each other up.
Yeah.
That was such a cool thing, and even the like clown didn't scare me. Nothing scared me about it. The thing that scared me the most
You said
was
you couldn't do it in
was
real life.
like, do you remember Axel, the tire
Oh,
guy?
yeah,
Tire
yeah.
guy.
That was literally the most horrifying thing. I would look at him and it would just
Well,
be
he-
like this guy just standing there with tires moving towards you.
Be
Just
the
be like,
car. Be the car.
it's just this most
But he
horrifying
looked like he was
thing.
having fun,
Be
though.
the car.
He was the only one who I was absolutely horrified of.
Be the car.
That whenever I would see him, I would just like I would have to turn it off. But
Yeah.
I forgot which game it was. But there's a game
Destruction
where you
Derby.
would fly this little ship, and there was like this terribly violent cutscene, and I had never
Oh,
really
gosh.
seen all that many cutscenes in games before.
Yeah.
There was
yeah,
this
no,
one
this
that was
wasn't a
like
thing yet.
there was like a portal or something like this. A guy went through. I swear to God, if I ever found this today, it's still the most horrifying scene.
Yeah.
It was like this guy went through a portal, and then he just started aging really, really rapidly, and like his
Oh.
face melted off.
Yeah.
And I remember just being a little kid and just being like horrified by that, and I was like, yeah, I've seen that now, and I can handle anything.
Yeah.
And that's when it was like the real bad slope. It was like Resident Evil. I'm gonna play Resident Evil. I'm gonna play.
Yeah.
What else was there? There was Parasite Eve. I
Dino
just started.
Crisis,
I
yeah.
just started.
I was just gonna say Dino Crisis.
I just started getting into anything that he had there.
Yeah.
I was gonna play it. I mean
Yeah.
I really did grow up loving the PlayStation, and the worst part was like I just like all my friends back home were like
Nintendo guys.
nerds,
Yeah.
so of course I was just like I want to get an N64 because even back then I was like I knew that there was a difference. I knew that there was okay, this is the new age like cool
This is where
stuff.
it's going. Yeah.
PlayStation, but there are times where I'm gonna want to just play like some rinky-dink
Yeah.
game where with a bunch of friends, just a happy-go-lucky. And there was always here was the thing that I noticed with PlayStation is that there were good games
Sure.
and bad games.
Oh, yeah.
But for me, as a little
Yeah.
kid playing on Super Nintendo
Yeah.
and my green screen Game Boy, the original,
Yeah, the brick.
and having an N64,
Yeah.
All good
I
games.
never once did
All
I
good
question
Yeah.
that they were bad games because
No.
most of the ones that I bought for it were good games.
Yeah.
And that's when it was like this whole decision of I should definitely get like an N64 because not only are they got all the games that my friends are going to want to play,
Yeah.
but almost everything that back then that Nintendo made was going to be flawless.
Yeah.
Well,
For that time period, it was flawless. If you look
I
back
gotta
to them
say,
today,
though,
there's
yeah.
a lot of things that are just trash.
No,
well,
Nintendo's
I
perfect.
don't think all the first party Nintendo stuff
Oh yeah,
still
hey
played
you,
great.
hey you Pikachu, you want
Perfect.
to plug that up and see if that even works?
Sounds
Listen,
really
man,
wrong.
I talked to Pikachu and he was my friend. And one time I said Sony
Hey, you.
PlayStation, he got mad.
He does get mad.
We actually got scared one time. I had two friends growing up. That's it.
That is scary.
He was counting the imaginary one at
Yeah.
first. I have
I got
3.
two.
No, it's 2.
That's exactly
story.
the truth.
End
That's
story.
exactly the truth. I had two friends growing up,
End
and
story.
one of my friends, one of them and I went over to our other buddy's house. And
Yeah.
he had just gotten Hey You Pikachu.
Oh,
Yeah.
This is a
good
true
game.
story.
Why?
This was not. This was.
He was
this is-
old enough to like count,
Yeah,
right?
These
this is
Sony
not
memories.
like joking.
Yeah.
Sony
we
memories.
literally got scared.
I'm feeling it.
Because we went over to the house and he was like whisper talking to Pikachu into this microphone.
That's how you have to talk to
And it wasn't like this whole, what is going on? We gotta get out of here. It was literally like me and my buddy looked at each other, just went, I don't want to be here right now, dude. We should just go back to your place. I don't want to be here. Do Do you want to be a part of that?
I
Do
was
you want to
part of
do
that.
that? I don't.
I just picture your friend like lifting pictures. You're just like, and then you're gonna bite him, and then you'll know what he's gonna do. You'll know.
Like, I don't know. Just that was my deciding factor when I was younger, and then I kind of like lost track of Sony for a while because I didn't get a PlayStation 2 right away at all.
Really?
That's like
You
the
went with the
best
Xbox?
console ever made.
I actually did go to with the Xbox.
That was a mistake.
Yeah, we gotta wait for the PlayStation 2 to have its 20th anniversary because we could talk some crazy stuff about that thing, man.
See you guys in 4 years.
DVD players,
Dude,
they came in with that. I mean, let's be honest here.
See you guys in 6
once
years.
once I had a PS2, I went absolutely crazy
Yeah,
because that's one of the things is I remember playing Resident Evil, right?
Yep.
yeah,
And I was like, oh, you know, cool. This is like, you know, they'll have like more Resident Evil games and stuff
Resident
like that.
4.
And
Yeah.
one of the funniest little things that a lot of people don't know, this is a hidden fact, is one of my favorite games on the PS2.
bump and jump. Oh wait, you said PS2.
On the PS2 was
Win back.
Devil May Cry.
Okay.
And originally,
Yep.
I don't know if anybody knows this,
Okay.
Devil May Cry was originally
yeah,
Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
Wow.
But they-
I
It
think
was
I
so
did hear
different.
something about that.
Sounds
It
terrible.
ended up being
Resident-
so much different.
Yeah, once they like got into it, they're like, if we can, this is getting a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
What if we made it just absolutely ridiculous and sold it under
Just
a
let it
completely
be,
different
let it
And
IP?
it worked.
And it worked beautifully.
Yeah.
But if you play that, if you go back and
I
play,
got it started again because a few years ago someone got me for Secret Santa
A PlayStation 2.
the 3-pack of Devil May
Okay.
Cry.
Yeah.
I popped it in for like 15-20 minutes playing the first one. I was like, okay, you get like magic, but like a gun and this
Yeah.
and that, and then I
Yeah.
didn't put it back in, so I
Great
still kind of
game.
want to.
Yeah.
See, you know,
Go
it's
through 'em.
you can really. The first one it's good, it's real good.
Yeah.
The second one, you really can just skip that.
Okay.
The third
Yeah.
one though is the absolute tier one.
Everybody
It
says
is
that's
the
great,
best.
Okay.
That is, and to be honest, like the controls of the first one are, they never really got past that whole. They're like, you know, this was Resident Evil at a time. Like you can even
Tank
if you,
controls.
if you play that, yeah, if you play that and you look at it, you can literally stop it at like any point in the game and just be like, this could be a Resident Evil environment.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they made it to be a
Like,
Resident Evil
very
game
static.
Okay.
originally, but the controls were not very well thought out for like, you know, kind of
Yeah.
like a beat 'em up, slash
Yeah.
'em up.
Yeah.
It was not very well made,
But by the third one, it's
the
good.
third one, it is
Yeah.
flawless.
I've heard
Okay.
of
That's
that.
what everyone
Flawless.
says.
It becomes
Maybe I'll
by
work
the
backwards.
time,
Yeah.
by the time you get down to it, and you should anyways. It's a prequel.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's,
okay.
it's the prequel of the series. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Going back to PlayStation for a while.
Play
yeah.
what? I'm sorry, it's Nintendo.
You know, yeah, Nintendo Station 7.
Nintendo Station 5.
It's kind of interesting the way that when Sony entered into the marketplace, because Nintendo made it clear that they weren't going to do CDs. They didn't want to do that for whatever dumb reason.
Yeah.
So they were cartridge only. Sega had a lot of baggage with their CD systems. They had Sega CD, which I think is a great system, fantastic.
Yes, actually, yeah.
Sega Saturn, looking back on it now, is also great.
Yeah.
But those were both two big disappointments for Sega. They had a lot of baggage with CD stuff. They weren't going to really be doing anything. They were trying the Saturn at the same time the PlayStation came out.
Yeah.
But I think PlayStation got a cleaner start because of that. They didn't have anything else like dragging them down.
Right, to compare it to.
And
or
especially
whatever, yeah.
especially when it launched, they had that drop the mic moment where it's like, oh, what did they say? The Saturn's like, oh, it's gonna be like $500 or $600,
Yeah, no.
and then the guy just gets up, the Sony guy gets up to the stage and he goes, $299, and he drops the mic and walks off. And like that was the nerdiest thing. You can watch videos of that. That's the nerdiest thing. But back then, like it must have been so excited, you know.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't around for that because I was like, Sony, this is garbage. It's Nintendo forever. But
Sony
like.
what?
It was an interesting time for them to come out. I think if they had come out like earlier or later, maybe they wouldn't have been, you know, as successful. But it's interesting,
right.
you know. They weren't really the birth of 3D graphics, but that was like really, you know, near the beginning of it.
Yeah.
They just brought something new, and you know, it's even today I think about how cool it would be if somebody like out of the blue came up and was like, "Hey, Insignia, the Insignia Game Master. It's gonna be a new console. It's gonna look great." It's like you don't see that anymore, and it's kind of a shame, you know.
the Sonendo Master Cast.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think PlayStation is gonna buy Nintendo because Nintendo's gonna go bankrupt in 2 years, and then the PlayStation's gonna go bankrupt in a year? I don't know. Kevin doesn't even wear glasses, but well, new Kevin does, which is great because now we can make fun of him for it. Because old Kevin, I'm always like, "Oh, I'm Kevin. I'm a dummy." This is great. New Kevin's got it all.
Go put those 3D glasses on so we could even make more fun of them.
Yeah. Oh,
Go
man.
get him.
They look like the old people now.
So PlayStation,
It's 3D.
great system.
It could be better.
We all had
Could be better.
We all had a lot of good memories with that.
Lots of great memories. Even Russ.
What?
I did not know you ever owned a system that wasn't Nintendo made.
Another fun
I'm
fact.
actually thinking
These are
he's lying.
revelations.
He's making it up.
Another fun fact.
Yeah.
Tony Hawk,
What's that?
Oh
pro
my
skater.
God.
Yo,
I wasted years playing that game.
I don't usually go off on a yo tangent, but yo.
They're making a new one, Tony Hawk's.
We don't.
I only played 1 and 2 pretty much the
Yeah.
most.
Yep, those
I
The
games.
remember-
soundtracks were amazing.
1 and 2
Two
are the reason
was-
I played as far as I
Two
did
was-
in the
2
series.
was crazy.
2 is,
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, oh man, even just for the soundtracks, that was some really
I think
good
when
stuff.
when we got the like the PlayStation demo disc,
Yeah.
and you could only play like the warehouse. I
Oh,
probably played
yeah.
the
Yeah, I got
warehouse.
that on
It was
demo
like
disc.
Jerry was a race car
100,000
driver
times,
playing.
yeah.
Warehouse is probably the best track in that whole
one
game.
of the
too.
And then
best,
when you
yeah.
unlock like, oh, you grind on like the propeller, and then the door opens. You're like, oh man, there's more over here.
Helicopter starts
Yeah.
spinning and
And you're
flies
like, oh.
off. The
That was,
door
yeah,
opens,
man. Like, because before that, there weren't really any incredible like.
that was so cool.
There was like 720, which
Yeah.
wasn't great.
Because
but-
then that led into when I got my GameCube. Then I got Dave Mirra. And
Yeah.
you're like, okay, so that's kind of like Tony Hawk. Now you're
Yeah.
on bikes, and then
Worse.
everything else came out.
Yeah.
All right, you can do surfing. We
There's
can do
never-
inline
yeah.
skates.
Yeah, they really
not-
pushed on that stuff.
Do you know what I actually like is the fact that those Tony Hawk games, they actually what was it? They kept on going strong all the way up until about
Underground
Underground.
2.
Oh, I
Underground
don't
2?
know. I think they lost it at the first
Underground 2 was actually a pretty decent game.
I think 4 was the last good one, and
Four-
Underground
four
Underground was
amazing.
playable.
I even
wasn't
played
it?
4 on the what was it on the GameCube,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
and that was
Underground was passable. It was
Underground
okay.
2 is actually better.
I
I
love
don't
the
think that was a
Foundry
very good one.
from number 4. The Foundry is my
Yeah.
favorites.
Well, 4 it added some stuff. I mean, it's definitely had a really good soundtrack too. I mean, that was really like that was the big thing because I remember every time a new Tony Hawk game came out, I'm like, oh, what's the soundtrack gonna be? What's the soundtrack gonna be? Because you were excited. Like I was excited when 3 had like Motorhead in it. I was like, oh, dude, yeah, Tony Hawk.
How about that downhill jam on the Wii?
Oh yeah, dude, Shred and Narkill or whatever the other one was.
I
for
bought
the-
that with the board, went and put it down, and I'm like, well,
Yeah.
what do I do?
That's the thing, yeah. People,
You
kids,
don't do
kids now
anything.
are gonna see Tony Hawk, but that sucked. But
It doesn't do anything.
Another one
there was
that
a time when
I-
Tony Hawk ruled the world.
Yeah.
that on
Boy, those were good
PlayStation I remember
games.
playing that stood out that kind of had a Tony Hawk vibe, but also
Yeah.
a Crazy Taxi vibe.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the,
The
name
driver.
of it. No, I think it was called
Grand
Carrier. You're a bike messenger.
Actually,
I don't know if
this
it was
is
Carrier
ringing
or not.
I don't know.
This is
It
ringing
sounds
a bell.
familiar. Are you talking about Paperboy for the Nintendo? Because that's also a good game.
That's exciting.
No, I mean you're in the city and you're a bike messenger, and so you had to go to certain points and you use a map.
That
So
sounds
that's-
really
So
interesting.
it's really
actually.
like
This is incredibly
Crazy Taxi.
familiar to me, but I
Yeah.
I can't
I'll have to
remember
look
what
up the
it's
name,
actually
yeah.
called
Yeah,
now.
please do because I really want to play this
but
game.
it's
now.
That does
awesome.
sound-
I remember playing it
Yeah,
for like
sounds
weeks
a
straight.
Interesting concept.
And it had
Yeah.
the same, where Tony Hawk, okay, it had grind these and do
Yeah,
that, so
yeah.
you had achievements
You're
with
not
that.
thinking of Jet Grind
Set
Radio.
Radio.
No,
or
no.
something, yeah.
Jet
I
Set
wish.
Radio!
Let me see if I could double check my.
Future.
I think I still have the game. I'll
Yeah.
check my
I got
my
so
list
upset.
here.
Yeah, Carrier Pigeon, Mr. Mosquito.
I want to say it was like
Yeah,
Carrier or
Mr.
something.
Mosquito, you nailed it.
Yeah, I knew
Carrier
it.
was
Caution
Mr.
C
Mosquito.
man. It was Caution C man.
The other big thing that I thought was going to go places, but sadly it didn't. Mega Man for PlayStation.
Yeah, no, it didn't.
Mega Man, what was it? X7 started on there. X8.
No,
or something?
no. X,
8, just Mega Man
Mega
8
Man
was
8,
on
yep.
there.
Mega Man 8. That's no X.
But the big thing for me, and I don't know, some people
X4.
don't like it, but I love it. It's probably my favorite Mega Man game of all time. Is Mega Man Legends. And I know that's kind of divisive. It was a 3D Mega
I mean,
Man.
yeah, it's.
It was because you know what
Each
it
his
was.
own.
You know what it was. It was because it worked well in 3D, and it was an interesting story. It kind of was really colorful. Like the characters were interesting. Oh yeah, no, I'll just keep boring Rick. Apparently,
No, you're interesting. Don't worry
No,
about it.
don't worry about it. Just turn around and take a little nap.
Michael Legends.
Yeah. But there was good stuff. You could kick the can, and then if you kicked it into the bakery, you got $1,000 for some
That's a
reason.
good feature.
And you could kick trash cans, and if they had something in them, they just go, "Doo!" and they wouldn't open. But if you kicked them and there was nothing in it, the little top would fly off and wiggle in the air and land back down. It was a game with a lot of cool touches, and it's still fun to play even today.
It would have been better on the Nintendo, though. Just, you know.
Yeah, the Wii U. They should have known the Wii U was coming out at the time, and they should have put it up in the Wii U.
Didn't they?
No,
Didn't they have Mega Man 64?
64 is.
Yeah, but it wasn't. I don't think it was the same.
I think they were different.
Yeah.
I'm not sure though.
Because I can't imagine you could have put Legends on the 64. Because, I mean, I don't know what it was with the 64, but that even
3D came out weird.
even the first party games for Nintendo 64
Something
were
was off, yeah.
kind of blurry, just not like.
It is incredible that they were even able to do
it.
3D on a cartridge.
On a cartridge.
Yeah, I mean now it's
Now they could probably do it even better.
Yeah,
you know,
what?
cartridges
That's how you save the Wii U. Just come out
They
with like
do.
Cartridges.
Cartridges. Just
Cartridges
go
for
back
the
to
Wii
it.
U.
Not just the
they
3DS.
do on
Not the 3DS. Not the
No,
3DS.
cartridge
I'm
Wii U.
talking ones you gotta go and then slam them in and turn it on.
I want to put N64 cartridges in the Wii U.
There you go.
We have better graphics.
Carrier Crisis.
Carrier Crisis.
That looks cool.
This looks like
Kind of looks like Need for Speed.
For the people
first
watching
game.
at home, yeah, it kind of looks like Road Rash. Oh, there's
There you go.
dogs.
That's
All right,
a lot
I
of
need to-
dogs.
So it has like a cool soundtrack. You're on a bike.
Paperboy
Yeah.
Cross Crazy Taxi.
Yeah,
like
that
you said.
reminds me
You
of
know
Crazy
what?
Taxi.
You know what? I'm 100% for this game.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
And it's cheap. I think it's like
Is it
$8
really?
or
Yeah, I'm gonna
something.
pick this
Yeah.
game up.
Yeah,
now.
I'm gonna look into this. This looks really good.
This actually looks like I can entertain myself for like.
And
30
then you can
minutes.
control how fast you're going because you're mostly going like San Francisco, so you're like
Yeah.
downhill,
Downhill,
steep
so-
hills, and all
You
that.
guys should see
I
this.
like
Is great.
I like the dogs. There's a lot of dogs fighting.
I like
a
the
man.
fact that when you hit a wall, you just kind of
Whoa.
flatten
I
against
think
it.
it would be better if the Clash was playing in the background.
Oh, that jump!
You,
He just went straight up. He didn't go
It's
anywhere.
pretty awesome, though. Definitely check that game out. Yeah, it's like another staple of
Yeah,
PlayStation.
I mean that's cool. I mean that's what's cool about PlayStation is even today.
Tons of great games you
You're
never heard
finding
of.
new games
Yeah.
every day. Some people haven't heard
Every
of
day.
Incredible
They're
Crisis.
still making them.
Yeah, you know what? They're still making Dreamcast games. I wouldn't
They
be
are.
surprised if
There's some
some
pretty good
South
ones,
Korean
too, they
companies
make,
making
actually.
PlayStations.
There's some behind the glass.
Yeah, we got
over
some
there.
here.
Some imports, or not imports, homebrews. That's the word, homebrews.
Oh.
So the PlayStation 1,
It's an okay console. I give it
what
a
a,
4
what
out
a
of 10.
console. What a console.
It would have been better if it was a Nintendo.
Happy 20th anniversary
Happy
PlayStation.
20th.
Happy 20th.
Happy birthday.
I mean, not Nintendo, but
Sony Station.
Here's the no more because Kevin, aren't you gonna say that they're gonna go bankrupt tomorrow? And just,
Tomorrow they're gonna go bankrupt, then they're gonna get bought out by Capcom's and go bankrupt. Then Nintendo's gonna buy them. And Nintendo's gonna win.
Finally Nintendo's got
Nintendo's
Uncharted.
Nintendo. Nintendo.
So much mileage out of those
Nintendo.
horns.
Hit that button more. Yeah, it's Nintendo.
Uh,
You guys should see me during the wrestling match. Every time I moved, this happened.
I guess we'll just wrap it up then.
yep.
Wrapping it.
Because I'm done pushing that button now.
Just one more time, though.
But done.
Well, thanks again for tuning in, guys.
Yep. New Kevin, you're a breath of fresh air. Normally these things end with me getting really mad at you, but like, I'm having a great time tonight, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. My chair's too heavy to throw now.
You look too comfortable to even want to throw that chair.
Oh, we're not throwing these chairs. We were the problem. We were the chair throwers. And now that we have good Kevin here, everything's great.
Good Kevin, can I ask you a question?
Probably.
Can I throw your chair?
Signing off, folks.
Thanks
Another-
for tuning in again, guys.
Another great episode. Don't hit the GoPro.
I love this.
Oh, one of these days those are gonna break.
All
I'll
right.
buy you a new one.
Oh.
Bye.
Bye-bye.